In this video, we're going to discuss about Phylum Echinodermata, and a very prominent member of this phylum is a starfish. So you can see this, you can see the starfish here. You can see how it looks like. Okay, so have you ever seen a starfish? Have you ever seen a starfish before? Me, I've not seen it. I've only seen it in documentary, in movies. Okay, and one fascinating thing about them is that, do you know that it can regrow one of its arms if it loses it? So once one arms got broken, they can easily regenerate to give rise to a new arm. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So once one arm gets broken, they can regenerate to give rise to a new arm. This one important aspect of this phylum, regeneration. Okay, so can you guess what a sea cucumber, a sea urchin, and a starfish all have in common? So this is sea cucumber, sea urchin, and a starfish. What do they have in common? They all belong to one amazing group of animals called Phylum Echinodermata. So these are the prominent members of this phylum. So it's very important for you to know each member of this phylum. Okay. So what are echinoderms? Okay, so it's very important to know what they are. So echinoderms are marine animals, so it's very important to know that they are marine. So this is highly specific. So I didn't say they're aquatic alone, I didn't say they're freshwater. No, I'm specific. These are marine animals. Marine means they're found in seas. And what is a marine habitat? A marine habitat is an habitat that have large amount of salt. So for example, if you go to the beach, if you test the water in the beach, it's highly has high amount of salt, so it's very salty. Okay, so these are the marine animals with spiny skin. They have spines, and the symmetry is what radial symmetry in adults, and they are unique. What they have, what called the unique vascular system, which they use for movement and for feeding. So this is what echinoderms means. So each members of this phylum exhibits these common characteristics. So just to know if you're able to catch what I said in the last slide. So echinoderms are found only in what? So I mentioned some habitats. I told you that they are specific to one particular habitat. So which of these habitats do you think the echinoderms are quite found? Where you can find them easily? Which habitat? Is it freshwater? I don't know. Is it in lakes? Is it in saltwater? I don't know. So just have a pause and give me the answer. So they are found in marine habitat like your sea and your ocean. So you can find the species in seas and the oceans. Okay. So let's go through some characteristics. So the first one is they live only in water. So this water here you can see is a stream. So don't get it twisted. So this is a stream. This is not an ocean. So don't forget that they are specifically found only in seas and the ocean, which is the marine habitat. This is how a marine habitat look like. This is a good example of a sea. So you found those species in the seas. Okay. So the next one, so the adults have what they call the radial symmetry. So for example, in the radial symmetry look like a pizza that is split into equal halves. Okay. So this is what radial symmetry is all about. Okay. So equal halves, this part, this part, this part, this part, they all look alike and they all look the same. So this is what a radial symmetry is what is all about. All right, so they have what we call spiny skin. So in the skin they have spines. They have spines. So look at this picture, you can see those spines. So sea urchin, sea star, sea lily, sea cucumber, and the sand dollar. Okay, they all have spines around the body and the skin. Okay, so they possess a water vascular system, and this system is filled with seawater that helps them to move, able to catch food, attach to surfaces, and exchange gases. So it's very important to get that point straight. So they have what called what a tube fit. So they move from one place to another using what they call a tube what fit, and this helps them to walk, and this helps them to hold objects. They help them to catch the prey and for them to breathe. So this is one of the importance. These are the importance of the tube feet. Okay. So next characteristic is they have what we call an internal skeleton. So the skeleton lies inside the body and it is made of calcium carbonate. And the reason it's made of calcium carbonate because calcium carbonate they are found mostly in the marine and they make reference to a lot of salt. So they're always subjected to salt, which is found in the sea, which made them to have this important compound in the body called the calcium carbonate. Okay, so they can regenerate lost body parts. Like I said before, now a starfish can regrow if they lose one arm. So when the arm gets cut off, they can actually what regenerate to give rise to a new arm. So some species can even regenerate the entire body from one arm if part of the central disc remains. So it can regenerate the entire body from just one arm. Okay, just imagine, for example, we humans, if you have the ability to regenerate some parts of your body, so which part of the body will you like to regenerate? Is it the head? If they cut your head off, will you like to regenerate your head again? Or your hands, your stomach, your legs? And which part of the body will you like to regenerate again if you have the ability to regenerate all part of your body? Okay, so you can put it in the comment section. So example of echinoderms, okay, you have starfish, you have a sea urchin, sea cucumber, and you have a brittle star, or also have other species. Okay, it's just a few of them. So just a quick test: which of these is not an echinoderm? So you have a starfish, you have a sea cucumber, you have a crab, you have a sea urchin. So a good example, you have a crab. A crab is not example of echinoderm. All right, so the feeding habits. So some echinoderms they feed on small shellfish, they feed on dead animals, so which means they're kind of saprophytic. They feed on algae. Algae just green, it's a green plant you found inside the water, and they feed on floating organisms like planktonic organisms that are floating, and they feed on organic matter in the sand. So this is what they feed on. So economic importance, the benefits, they help to clean the ocean floor, making it clean, recycle nutrients, they use in scientific research, and some sea cucumbers are eaten as food, and they help. I use the word some sea, I don't say all of them. Some sea cucumber are eaten as food, and they help to maintain marine ecosystem. All right, so harmful effects. Some sea urchin have sharp spines. Like I said before, they have spines that can injure swimmers. Some starfish feed on shellfish in oyster farms and can affect aquaculture. Okay, so this information you need to know about the kind of the matter, the characteristics, what they feed on, and some other important information. So I'm going to see you in my next video. So my next video, I'm going to discuss about phylum Chordata. Okay, which is the last phylum we're going to discuss under the kingdom Animalia. Okay, so see you in my next video and thank you.